Okay, good morning, grade 11. So I'm just going to outline what we're doing this week, and also really it's more over the Eid al-Fitr holidays. Um, First of all, a few things. Please do check the comments and scores on ManageBag for your IOs. As some of you pointed out, thanks to Matthew for this, ManageBag just did a load of maintenance over the weekend. As a result, whatever they've done has changed all the grade boundaries. So for most of you, it's shifted you down a grade or two. Don't worry about this. ManageBag are fixing it, and worst case scenarios, I will put in all the grade boundaries manually. So don't look on and think, how come I'm suddenly getting a 4 when before I was getting a 6? It's just a problem with ManageBag, okay? But do have a look. It's very important. And also, our plan is still sort of the 8th and the 9th to start doing our IOs. The 8th and the 9th of June, that is. We still haven't got any word about whether we're going to be open or closed in June. But regardless if we're open or closed that week, we, basically after we come back from Eid al-Fitr, we will be preparing for our IOs. So even if it doesn't happen, if we can't do it, we still have all the preparation work done. So do have a think over the Eid al-Fitr holidays. Start to formulate some basic ideas of what your IO you're going to do. So this week, obviously we've only got 3 days, but have got the Eid al-Fitr holiday. Very simple. First of all, and I understand both of these will take a while to watch, so do it in your own time. Remember that this is not just for this week. This is the whole of the Eid al-Fitr holiday, so you've got until June the 3rd. 2 adaptations of Macbeth. One is a performance by the Royal Shakespeare Theatre Company at the Globe Theatre in London. The other is a film adaptation made in 2015. So one is obviously a stage performance, one is a film adaptation. Watch them both. They're not that long. I'm sure you're probably spending lots of time watching TV and films online. Take the time to do it. And when you've done it, make a really brief table. It doesn't have to be a table like this. I know some of you who are more aesthetically aware than me, in your study guides have made it look much nicer than this. But essentially, you just need to compare characterization, themes, symbols, motifs, audiences, emotions. How are they different in the two? Okay, they may be similar. Are they different? One key difference between the two, and sort of link this to conventions. For example, there are certain things that can happen in the film that obviously in the film version it's limited. If you've ever been to the Globe Theatre, if you're lucky enough, it is a very, very basic theatre. They try to make it as authentic as possible. And also, which version do you prefer and why? Next, key scene extracts. So, we still have some key scenes left to analyze. Some of you are asking, but what's the point? We've already sort of done our practice IOs. Well, we still need to do this because remember, we could still do your actual IO on Macbeth and still got the HL essay, still got paper 2. So there's still lots of reason why this key scene analysis still needs to get done. I did do the Wheel of Fortune. I didn't do it live on this video because, it would have taken too long, but I did do it. My dogs were my witnesses, so I'm sure none of you are going to call my dogs a liar. Grade 11. So for the HL class, we have Jennifer and James doing Act 5, Scene 1. Act 5, Scene 5 is Clarissa and Matthew. Act 5, Scene 7 is Felicia and Victoria. And for HLSL, we have Tara and Vishnu, Sander and Bryant, Marcella and Mercy. Sorry, wrong one. As ever, please do the analysis on this slide. Okay, you can add an extra slide, text to the left, analysis to the right. I think we all know by now. For this, I want us to try and get it done by Monday the 25th of May, so it gives you a week to do it. The reason is that once this is done, the rest of you obviously are going to copy this to your study guide. Let me know if you have any problems with these people. If you think it's outrageous, I'm pretty sure that it was done fairly and that these people haven't done it more than anyone else. But do let me know. So then after that, global issues, you'll notice part 8 of your study guide, there is a global issue section. It's very simple, just state 2 global issues connected with Macbeth. This can be a global issue you've already sort of looked at in an IO. And for each one, just very briefly explain how the GI is connected to Macbeth. Very, very briefly. I'm talking 50 words maximum. Okay? And this is just building some sort of a bank of ideas for IOs and for later. And last but not least, June the 3rd, your learner portfolio should consist of the following things. Film analysis. So some of you are still behind on this, need to do it, needs to be in your learner portfolio. Your study guide, completed. This is going to be assessed, so I am going to assess your study guide. I'm also going to assess your learner portfolio and your IO planner from your May 2020 practice IOs. And it needs to include your extracts. So I'm giving you the whole Idle Feature holiday to do this. Most of you will take you 5 minutes because you've already done all of these. Some of you are behind, it's going to take a bit of work, but it has to be done. This is important. So I will be checking your study guides on June 3rd, and I'll also be checking your learner portfolios. So that is our task for the week. It's pretty straightforward. It's pretty relaxed. We've only got 3 days. Then we've got the holiday because when we come back, you're going to have your final semestral task, which you'll hear all about. It's very easy. Don't worry about it. And preparing for our IOs. As ever, there's always an engagement doc for you to get ticks. But if you just let me know what you're doing during the lesson, I will check, and I'm happy to trust your judgment. Okay, so thanks, and have a good week and a good Idle Feature holiday.